Hey guys, Chef Katrina here, and I want to show you how to set up a Google Hangout. A lot of people that I've been working with, a lot of my students, one of the tools that I use is a Google Hangout to communicate with them, do some screen sharing, some interviewing. We do group training sessions through this, so it's become a very versatile and useful tool for building my business, and I think that's one of the reasons why I've been able to get an extra level of success or kind of push my success a little bit more forward is through these like face-to-face conversations. So I can have a face-to-face chat with just about anybody around the world via a Google Hangout. So there's a couple of things you should know about a Google Hangout. First off, there is your typical Google Hangout. So if you're looking just to have a one-on-one private conversation with somebody, you can just have what they call a Hangout. And that's actually found over here on your sidebar. Typically, this will show up over here. If you have it open, it'll look like, or if you have it closed, it'll look like this. If you have it open, it'll show all your Hangouts that you've ever had. It's real easy to start a Hangout. All you do is go to the bottom down here, and you would go where it says Start a Video Hangout. Click Enter. And then the good and the bad about this is that you can only share this invite with people that are, for the most part, on Google. So that is one thing. You can send a message, you can share this link, you can invite people in, their email address, their name. So this does allow you to have some versatility to get people to hang out with you. And then there's also a link, so if you don't know their email address, but maybe you've connected them on Facebook or Twitter, you can share this link with them, and that invites them into this Hangout also. So some really, really cool tools that are in here. Okay? So that is basically a Google Hangout. It looks something like this. A couple of things. When you get into a Google Hangout, you've got a couple of options here. This allows you to add more people. So if you were to move your cursor up, you'd see this bar pop up here. This is how you can mute yourself. So if you're on a Hangout with a lot of people, I typically ask people to mute themselves. This way it minimizes the background noise that's going on. You also can take yourself off camera so that your picture that you have on your Google Plus account will be what shows up and maybe not your house or what's going on behind you. Some people like this. It just adds a little, little layer of secrecy there. You have the ability to adjust this also tells you the bandwidth usage, so it lets you know if this is a good connection or not. You have your settings option, and this is leave the call. So this is how you hang up or end a call, hangout with individuals. Another really cool thing you have on here is what we call our chat button. So this is a chat. It opens up a chat box. So if you have a group of people, this allows you to have this conversation that's going on the side here. And just have this, if you're sharing links, if you're sharing some documents, this is a great place to post that, and that gives access to everybody in here. The other really cool feature that I like is this little green button here on the side. It's called Screen Share. When you click on it, it actually will pop up some of the different places maybe that I have open on your browser. Typically what I like to do is I like to make sure I use full screen. And the reason for that is if I jump from one tab to another, they get to see everything. If you just want people to see one particular document and have no access to anything else, then you can go bit by bit. But if you jump screens or come back to anything, they're not going to see it. So one of the features I do like is the full screen. And that way they can see everything, so you would just click on it, it highlights it, and then you would hit Start Screen Share. And typically you'll get a psychedelic looking screen share that goes all the way back when you do this. To remove this, say you're coming back in here after you've done your screen share, all you would do is click the button again, and it removes it and brings you back as a presenter inside this room. And really it's as simple as that for doing this. You have a couple of other features in here. You can take pictures of everybody in the group. You can have a little fun with some Google Effects. Google Effects lets you just kind of play around, have a little fun. If things get a little stressful, there's nothing like seeing somebody with a tiara or a mustache or an eyeglass sitting on their head. So that is a little bit of fun that you can have in here. So this is just a simple Google Hangout that you have access to that anyone can do. Now, the downsides of a Google Hangout is that this is not a recordable presentation. So anything that goes on in here stays in here. This is kind of like Vegas. What goes on in this Hangout stays in this Hangout, right? So if you're looking to record maybe an interview that you're doing with somebody, or a group hangout for some training and you want to be able to get that to people, then the other alternative to do, instead of just doing a straight up hangout that we see here, you're going to go over to your home and you're going to go to where it says Hangouts here. Now why here? Well, because it gives you a different feature, and this is the only place I've found how to get here so far. And it's what they call a Hangouts OnAir. Hangouts OnAir is actually a live broadcasting, which you can promote your event live. So you can give it a name, you can tell people what it's about. If you start it now, it will actually go out to public, or you can actually choose your audience, whoever you want to use on here. And then you would hit, let's go give it a name. So we're doing a test. This may get really interesting, guys. So I'm demoing a Google OnAir Hangout. So we're going to go do it now. I'm going to actually make this a very small list. I'm just going to do it for, I don't know who. Trying to figure out who I can put in here. Trying to figure out if I can put myself in here. That would be kind of cool. I don't think I can invite myself. I don't really want to invite too many people in here. I'm going to let, so my audience is going to be Jeff. Just, I want one person. I don't want to do anything. I can do it now. I hit share. He's going to get notice of this Hangout. He's probably going to be wondering what I'm doing, but I'm running a test for this. So we'll see if he jumps on or not. Could be interesting if he does. So with this, he's been notified that I have a Hangout. You can actually create a trailer ahead of time. You can also do a Q&A so that those that are watching but actually not participating in the Hangout can ask you questions, ask the interviewer questions. So this allows you to kind of have a little more flexibility in your overall event that you're doing. Okay. So I've got the Hangouts on here. We've got the viewers. You can start the Hangout, which is pretty cool. So all you do is hit the start button. The screen is very similar to what you see with the regular traditional Google Hangout. The only difference with the Hangout OnAir is that it has a way to broadcast, and that is the recording option. So you can invite guests or you can skip it. And guests could be those that you're inviting into your webinar, those that they're sharing the speaking platform with you. And then when you invite your public or anybody else, they just have access to see what your event's about. So we have this here. It's loading up, as you can see down at the bottom, going for this overall piece. And then so if you want to broadcast this and you want to get it out to everybody, the one thing you would do is you would hit start broadcast. And then this little button on here would turn yellow and say that it's on air. And now you have a recording going on of your presentation, your interview, your training, whatever it is you're doing on here. Webinars I've done through here, all sorts of really cool stuff. And then you also have the ability to have the screen share on here, we should talk about. And then you have the Q&A option. So if you have that going on, now if your audience is asking you any questions, it'll pop up here and you have the ability to answer them live inside your Hangout or not. So this is a really cool piece, guys, of having a Google Hangout. I hope you guys got some good value out of this and start using these Google Hangouts to really build your business. I think it's one of the best things you can do. So thanks, guys, for joining me. Again, this is Chef Katrina at thechefkatrina.com. This is a how to start a Google Hangout. If you guys have any questions or any comments, leave them down below in the comment section. I love hearing from you, and let me know when your next Google Hangout is. Talk to you soon.